All right, they're here. The nominations for gaming's biggest night have officially dropped, and let me tell you, everyone is talking about one massive story. So let's break it all down. The contenders, the surprises, and what this all means for the big show on December 11th.
But first, I just want to start with this one number, 12. Just look at it. What's the big deal with this number? Why is it so important this year?
Well, that's because 12 is a brand new record. It's the most nominations a single game has ever received in the entire history of the Game Awards. I mean, that is just a mind-blowing achievement.
Okay, so the nominees for the Game Awards, which are happening on December 11th, are finally out. And yeah, while there are dozens and dozens of incredible games being celebrated, one story is just taking over everything.
And yep, here it is. The record breaker is Clair Obscur Expedition 33. With those 12 nominations, it's officially gotten more nods than any other game ever. It's set a whole new bar for what's possible.
But, out of all those nominations, there's one that everyone really has their eyes on. All this buzz, it all builds towards the most prestigious award of the night, the race for Game of the Year.
And look, we need to be clear here. This isn't just about being a good game. Game of the Year, or GOTY, is the absolute top prize. It's for that one title that truly delivers the best experience across everything. We're talking gameplay, story, art, sound, the whole package. It is, without a doubt, the biggest honor in gaming.
And wow, this year's lineup is something else. You've got the record setter, Clair Obscur, of course, but then you have these massive, long-awaited sequels like Death Stranding 2, Hades 2, and Hollow Knight Silksong. And on top of that, the epic returns of Donkey Kong and Kingdom Come. Seriously, what a stacked category.
Okay, so beyond the big one, the GOT award, a few games just dominated the nominations across the board. Let's take a look at the heavy hitters, the absolute titans of this year's show.
So you can see right here, Clair Obscur is way out in front with 12, just like we said. But check this out. Right behind it, you've got Death Stranding 2 and Ghost of Yotei, tied with 8 nominations each. That is super impressive, which means they are absolutely in the fight for a ton of awards.
So this gets you thinking, right? With so many nominations for these top games, where are these titans actually clashing head-to-head? Where are the real showdowns going to be?
And here we go. These are the big battlegrounds. For Best Game Direction, Narrative, Art Direction, and Score, you have Clair Obscur, Death Stranding 2, and Ghost of Yotei all going up against each other. I mean, that is a straight-up clash of the titans in basically every single major creative category. Wow.
But hey, it's not all about the huge blockbusters, right? The Game Awards celebrates everything, the entire spectrum of gaming. So let's do a quick fire round through some of the other key genre categories.
All right, first up, Best RPG. Always a huge one, and this year's list is, well, it's packed.
You've got the record setter Clair Obscur and its fellow GOT nominee, Kingdom Come: Deliverance 2. And they're up against huge titles like Avowed, The Outer Worlds 2, and Monster Hunter Wilds. For any RPG fan out there, this is just an incredible list.
Okay, moving on to Best Action Game. This is where the adrenaline is, and it's a real mix of new school favorites and old school cool.
So, GOTY nominee Hades 2 is in there, battling against giants like Battlefield 6 and Doom: The Dark Ages. And get this, we've also got the return of 2 absolute legends in Ninja Gaiden 4 and Shinobi. What a category! But like I said, it's not all explosions and big action. The show also honors games that leave you thinking, games that deliver a really powerful message, and that's exactly what the Games for Impact category is for.
And this year, the nominees are all telling these incredibly powerful stories. You've got Consume Me, Despelote, Lost Records, Bloom & Rage, South of Midnight, and Wanderstop. These are the games that really stick with you.
All right, finally, let's talk about the categories that are all about what happens after a game comes out. The stuff that honors the communities, the fans, and the pros who keep these games alive and kicking.
This category, Best Community Support, is so important. It's about which games just keep on giving back to their players. And this year's nominees are a masterclass. Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy XIV, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, and No Man's Sky. All of them have done an incredible job supporting their communities.
Okay, so that's the best of this year. But what about next year? This is always one of my favorite categories because it's all about what we, the gamers, absolutely can't wait to get our hands on.
And oh my gosh, this list is just ridiculous. You ready? The nominees from Most Anticipated Game are 007 First Light, the one and only Grand Theft Auto V6, Marvel's Wolverine, Resident Evil Requiem, and The Witcher 4. Seriously, in any other year, any one of these would be a shoo-in. What a lineup!
So, it all comes down to this, doesn't it? We've seen history being made with 12 nominations, but is that a guarantee for a Game of the Year win? Or are we about to see one of the other amazing contenders pull off the biggest upset of the night? I guess we'll all have to watch on December 11th to find out.